You're watching a recap from Investor XP, the show that covers investing for gamers. Check out the video description for details. It is Monday, July 10th, and we've got a great show for you today. We're talking some Splatoon news. Bethesda is getting sued. Castlevania on Netflix, we give our review of that show. We've got some IPO news that we want to discuss. WWE 2K18 news. All of that and more is coming up live today if you're watching. And each of those is going to be a recap video that we post today up on YouTube. So let's go ahead and get started. I've had this story kind of sitting out there for several months now. Someone brought it up in conversation, so I decided I'd do it today. Chuck E. Cheese is potentially doing an IPO, which may be an alright investment. I don't know. I'd have to see their financials a lot closer. It would probably be something I would pass on simply because of the power of your consoles at home. Once upon a time, you needed the arcade experience for some things, but what you got at home is much better than what you get there. So, Dave & Buster's had some magic, and can investors get the same results out of a Chuck E. Cheese IPO? Like I said, this is an old story. I've been sitting on it for a while here. The more interesting thing out of this is the Apollo Management Group. They're like I don't want to compare them to Berkshire, but they're a little bit like that, where they big conglomerate that buys things up. They do a lot of private investing. They invest in a lot of private companies like Chuck E. Cheese and try and make some money off them. They have a pretty decent dividend yield. Statistically, they're fairly cheap. Their cash flow, I need to look at that a little bit closer. It's not popping up on Yahoo here. Operating cash flow is $700 million. I got to see what that turns out as free cash flow. $1 billion, $2 billion in debt. I'd rather they have enough cash flow and cash to completely take care of their debt if something were to happen. But pretty consistent dividend wise, decent profit margins. The problem is, to get a hold of their portfolio, I'm going to have to dig through a lot of their filings and stuff, see exactly what they have. But it was an interesting company that came up looking at this potential Chuck E. Cheese IPO. Chuck E. Cheese itself, probably pass. I don't know. I'm gonna look a little bit more at the Apollo Global Management Group. Might be a decent way to get to invest in some private companies, get a little dividend pay off of them. So I'll be looking a little bit closer at them. Now, one of the when you're looking at Chuck E. Cheese and doing some research for their IPO, if they do it, do not worry or fall for the news article where police find satanic ritual dungeon in Chuck E. Cheese basement. This when you look at Chuck E. Cheese news to start going over info for their IPO, this story pops up. It's a fake news story. It's been Snopes has completely figured out that this was fake. It was a hoax. So and I had forgot that story was going around for quite a while, but there's similar stories too that are out there. But so if you're looking at the Chuck E. Cheese IPO and trying to gather some info, ignore that fake story. I got a laugh out of it. So make sure you don't fall for it when you're doing your research. Let me know what you think. Do you invest in Chuck E. Cheese stock if they went public? What do you think of the Apollo Group? Let me know if anyone's got any info on them. Something I'm going to be looking at a little more closely. in the weeks to come here. I'm going to wrap it up today, but I have 2 requests for folks. One, we're going to be doing a Q&A video shortly, so if you could post in some comments any of the questions that you have, I'll do a whole video dedicated to that. We get lots of questions here and there. Go ahead and submit them, and I'll do a full Q&A session to knock out some of the more popular questions that we get. We're starting to grow enough as a channel where I get enough people asking questions, so I'll answer all of them the best that I can. The other thing that I want this week, I'm looking for very small microcap stocks. So if you have any of those ideas, send them my way. I'll give you a quick example of what I'm looking at, what I'm looking for. Saw an article where transparent solar power windows are coming out and stuff like that. And once you read those types of articles, you start looking for these small companies, Vivint Solar, a couple of $100 million companies, stuff like that. So anyone, it doesn't have to be energy or things like that. Anything that's a real small cap stock that has huge potential for growth, I want to kind of feature it this week. So if you have any of those, send them my way. I've already got one. I'll probably be doing that solar company there, and Air Industries, which they have drones is what they work on. So something along those lines. You can see what is their market cap? They're 11 million, so they're really micro cap. So I like to do long shot micro stocks this week. So send them my way, post them in the YouTube comments. I'll review them this week. May not be something I would necessarily invest in, but if you've got the money and you've got that kind of risk tolerance, we like it. These long shots, they can pay off really big. So look for those this week. Send them my way. We're going to try and do a bunch of them this week as we do the show. So that's it for today. I'm going to wrap it up. You can contact the show. Screen is behind me. We're live Monday through Friday, 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central. Normally that's our time. We were a little early today. We had to start early, having a scheduling conflict that I had. So sorry to the folks who missed the live show. Recaps are going up today. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you get the latest investing news for gamers. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.